Jesus is the new Moses. I mean, think about the Gospel of Matthew, how it tells the story. Herod is trying to kill all the baby boys under 2 years old. Who does that remind you of? Pharaoh in Egypt, right? The time of Moses. Then Joseph and Mary, they take their son down to Egypt, and then they come out of Egypt. So God says, out of Egypt I called my son. He's traveling in the wilderness. Who does that remind you of? Moses. Jesus is up on the mountain. He is giving the law. Jesus is feeding the people in the wilderness with bread. And so all of these parallels exist in the New Testament between Christ and Moses, so that Peter gets up in Acts chapter 3, and he says, y'all need to follow Jesus because Moses said, the Lord God will raise up a prophet like me from your brothers. He's quoting Deuteronomy 18. He's saying Jesus is the new Moses. You shall listen to him in whatever he tells you. And it shall be that every soul who does not listen to that prophet shall be destroyed from the people. We see this in Stephen's sermon in Acts 7. They believed Christ was the new Moses. And since Christ is the new Moses, we expect him to bring a new covenant, a new way to worship and relate to God. This is what the author of Hebrews says. As it is, Christ has obtained a ministry that is much more excellent than the old. Jesus has a better ministry than Moses. Why? Because the covenant he mediates is better. It's enacted on better promises. Or if the first one had been faultless, we wouldn't need a second one. The covenant of Jesus is better than the covenant of Moses because it's got better promises.